So the Pirates, got off to the hot start this season. It's been a little shaky more recently. They are out of playoff contention, but there's reason to be excited for Pirates fans here. Three call-ups coming Monday for the Pirates. Andy Rodriguez, the most high profile out of this bunch, coming up, a young catcher, just turned 23 in May, was a top 100 prospect coming into the season. We also have Quinn Priester, right-handed pitcher. He's coming up to start Monday against the Guardians, making his MLB debut. And then there's also an infielder, Leover Piguero, sort of faded a bit in prospect circles, but he was a top 100 prospect prior to 2022. When kind of evaluating these three players, it's a little bit tricky as far as mixed leagues, but who would be your top priority out of these three? Rodriguez, uh, Piguero, or Priester?
I think it has to be Rodriguez. The shallowness of the catcher position, and I realize that his power has kind of been up and down in the minors. He wasn't hitting for a lot of power this year, but I see 36 walks against 47 strikeouts. Anybody who can control their plate appearances that well is almost always a good hitter. 356 OBPs, even stolen a handful of bases.
Yeah.
The thing with Priester, unlike Gavin Rodriguez, the AAA numbers aren't that good. ERA is over 4.
Yeah.
The WHIP is 1.36. Strikeouts about 1 per inning, which actually at the AAA level isn't that great. He's only allowed 6 home runs, so he's keeping the ball in the ballpark, but he'll have to work his way onto my roster.
Yeah.
Even in one catcher formats, I could see Rodriguez as being somebody who maybe be a top 12 catcher the rest of the season. I think that's in his reasonable range of outcomes.
Yeah, Priester's stuff isn't overpowering by any means, so I think the momentum on him has certainly slipped as far as being a top 100 prospect. But so he's more of a wait and see. I do think Leover Piguero is sort of interesting. Had a middling year in Double A. Prior, he appeared in one game with the Pirates before the season ended last year, but he's put up some pretty good numbers in the minors this year. Most of it coming in Double A. 13 home runs, 21 steals. So that category juice, hitting 260 with a 795 OPS over 76 games. Was just recently promoted to AAA. Had a 2-homer game on Friday. Good defender, good arm, good speed. I actually picked him up in Tout Wars, mixed Tout Wars this week, just to see what happens there with that speed. It seems like there's a pretty good chance he's going to play a lot of second base for the Pirates in the coming days. So he's someone I took a shot on. I could see that in deeper mixers just to see how this plays out. And with Andy Rodriguez, I'm not sure about the power, but I do love the plate discipline strikeout rate in AAA this year, 14.9%, very good. 11.4% walk rate. So chance to make some contact, hit for average here. Not sure about power just yet, but you have to, as a Pirates fan, you have to be pretty excited. Henry Davis recently called up. Um, maybe we do see O'Neill Cruz next month at some point. So even though this season isn't going anywhere for the Pirates, they played their way out of contention. Lots of reasons for them to be excited, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I could see a case where they win the division next year. And I like how you frame Piguero, where if you can see potential category juice right out of the box, if there's going to be some power, if there's going to be a willingness to run, and we know the Pirates are a team that likes to run anyway. They've had guys, all sorts of different people. Some of them aren't relevant now because they're hurt, like Bay, who I traded for, and Labor that didn't work out. But I think they're going to probably give him a green light, or at least if he steals the first couple of attempts, the light will stay green. So that's a good reason why you might, again, the plausible upside that appears right away. And I agree with you. This Pirates team is not going to happen this year, but they're going to be a playoff team in the next year or two. And I don't see any reason why they couldn't win the division next year. The Reds are probably going to be the trendy pick, and we'll get to them in a second. Yeah. Man, if they stock the farm system and they're finally calling all their guys up, it's just so much fun. I know they get swept over the weekend, but I'm all in on this Reds team. But the Pirates are going to be a force to be reckoned with, I think, for the rest of the decade.